First studio day. Brand new studio, but not the studio, but a alternative to the spare bedroom.
It's a sweaty studio.
And now you'll see, instead of me kind of cocking my head to the right all the time, Brian's right here. He's right in front of me. I could see him.
Matt is right here.
We can actually touch the
we're
finger
not going
of
to.
God. But Brian doesn't touch other humans because he's weird. One of the greatest part, I'm out of the house. I don't usually smoke, but I could smoke.
Thank you.
Brian's sinuses are going to go crazy. Yes, we are recording from the garage. Very exciting. Big day. This is nice, although it's warm. I can see the perspiration on Brian's lips.
On my lips.
I can't progress with the show, Brian, if you don't bring up the show thing.
Oh, yeah. Problem is, I'm just trying to see. It didn't look like we were getting any audio recording. But
boom, baby.
Looks like we are.
Yes, we're recording. Let's see. We have the new studio. We can smoke. We've discussed that. See, Brian, I am a consummate professional.
Yeah.
And even without the guidance of electronic stuff, I can stay on task. Let's see. How'd you guys like the music show?
I didn't watch it.
Are you fucking serious?
I still haven't read it.
You haven't watched?
No, I didn't get a chance
Brian
to watch
was in
it.
Oregon last week.
Yes. I was in a free state.
Yes.
A free
well,
state.
kind of.
Well, kind of, yeah. I mean, it is still being run by a Brown. That's the worst part.
We decided to open the show today with the theme music from the Rush Limbaugh show, which is, oh my God, I forgot the name of it. Back in My Town or something like that from the Pretenders. I think it's Back in My Town. Good song, but I don't listen to Pretenders. I listen to Rush Limbaugh. So, shout out to you, Rush.
That'd probably be the first time I ever heard the Pretenders.
No.
No, didn't they do, like, Dark Side? Isn't that the Pretenders? For Eddie and the Cruisers?
I wouldn't know what Eddie and the Cruisers is.
Oh, it's a movie.
It's a movie?
Yeah.
Is it about Eddie and a couple of gay guys that are cruising?
No, it's about a band. It's kind of, it kind of goes with last week's show, you prick.
Oh, they're a band?
Yes.
Are they a good band?
It's an 80s.
Well,
it's not 80s. It's not 80s metal. It's not 80s metal.
I mean, we could talk about Men Without Hats if we were going to talk about 80s music.
No.
What? You don't like Safety Dance? No. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
Okay, I guess.
How about Wall of Voodoo? Name the song. Go.
I have no idea. You're asking too much.
We're on Mexican Wall Radio.
That wasn't the same band and the same song from the last one? Oh.
Safety Dance was Men Without Hats. And Wall of Voodoo was Mexican Radio.
So they did a lot of copying in those days, is what you're saying.
As they do now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Let's see. This is weird smoking on camera. Like, it feels very... I feel like... Do you remember... You ever seen the old Johnny Carson episodes where he would take a drag when somebody else was talking, then they would hide it behind his...
I remember seeing him smoke all the time.
Yeah, he used to smoke all the time. We've had a crazy week, folks. I don't want to touch on it too much, but everybody else has. The Kavanaugh hearings have got kind of thrown off course. We got this lady, Christina Blasey Ford, who is a professor, an activist, and it seems just in the nick of time, she comes up with this story about when she was in high school, she was at a college, and Brett Kavanaugh essentially rubbed his boner on her.
No, it wasn't college. It was high school.
I'm sorry. Yeah, they were 17.
He was supposed. Well, see, here's the problem: is she don't remember when it happened. She don't know what year it was.
She doesn't know where.
Where?
And every witness that she said was there has said, no, that I don't remember that at all. That didn't happen. This is because you see when you watch TV and stuff like that, people say, well, we need to take we need to listen to every woman, and maybe we have to take every claim seriously.
Nah,
no, we don't.
Not anymore.
This is bullshit. She's a liar. She's just a Democratic operative. She's an activist. Fuck her. Fuck her claims. Let's get our boy his seat. Yeah. It's bullshit. And I don't mean that. My dad gets mad when I swear on the show.
Sorry, Al.
I didn't. That was an au naturel F-bomb right there. But it's bullshit. It's not real. And frankly, I find it boring. I find that the antics of the left boring. You watch the talking heads on CNN, stuff like that, and it's so disingenuous. It's so fake.
Well, there was some breaking news today. I don't know if you know yet.
No.
Her attorney did finally get back to Grassley, and she is going to testify. They don't know when yet.
Did she say that?
She's going to testify next week.
Did she put up a bunch of bullshit stuff saying, well, I don't want an attorney to be there, and he has to go first?
How do you do that?
I'm pretty sure if you're making a claim, you have to go first, and then he gets to defend himself.
This is the way it would go if he went first. I don't know what's going on.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. You couldn't even say it didn't happen because you're like, I have no idea. Nobody knows exactly what actually happened. All this stuff is secondhand.
That's true.
The letter that supposedly she sent out has never been released. She has never come out to do anything. Her attorney's the only one that's come out and spoke. And, I did see her attorney's part of the resistance, the Trump resistance.
Hired by George Soros.
Right. And I saw a video yesterday that she goes, I am part of the resistance. So she is part of the resistance. So is her client.
So you're not really out for any truth. You're just out to stop the Donald Trump agenda and Brett Kavanaugh's appointment because they want Merrick Garland. Let me just put this on record now. If your name is Merrick Garland, really,
you're never going to be.
I don't think you should be anything.
You'll never be because now we will never let this happen.
And here's the thing about professors. That's the one thing. Well, this lady is a professor. She has a PhD. We're about to show you a story about these great professors. College has become, to me, a joke. I've directed. Well, my son went to a 4-year college, but he went to a university to become an engineer. So unless you're going to become a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or something else, if you're spending your money to go into a liberal arts, you might as well take that cash and flush it down the toilet. It means nothing. And if I'm an employer and I have a choice, someone that just got out of 4-year enlistment in the military or someone that just got 4 years out of college, hiring a military person. They're capable people. If you've completed 4 years of college, you really haven't shown any proof of anything other than being able to pass tests. And pretty much any idiot can do it. Look how many people have degrees.
Yeah, you're better off hiring somebody out of the military and especially if they didn't get kicked out of the military because they at least know how to follow orders and do a job.
They know how to complete a job, right? Yeah, I find this whole story sickening. The whole resistance thing. All you're doing is driving us further to the polls. I know for a fact that I haven't become apathetic or anything going into this election. I know what's at stake. The Supreme Court's at stake. The entire agenda's at stake. Democrats are running on raising taxes. Raising your taxes. And then you got idiots like Jim Carrey that was out last week saying, we should embrace the word socialism. And socialism isn't a bad word. And well, yeah, that's easy to say when you've got $100 million in the bank.
Right, because capitalism worked very well for him.
I don't know what the median income in the country is. It's something like $35,000.
Yeah, it's.
But raising taxes on those people are socialism is devastating. But anyway, let's hear what the lovely senator from Hawaii, senator or congressman?
She's a senator. She's in these hearings. She's part of this whole Kavanaugh hearing thing.
We all signed on to this letter to demand an FBI investigation, but really, guess who's perpetuating all of these kinds of actions? It's the men in this country, and I just want to say to the men in this country, just shut up and step up. Do the right thing.
This is what I grew up with, that men are supposed to protect you from these predatory males.
I do too.
And they're not doing that.
And believe you.
On the contrary,
But we have
these people in Congress right now, in that Senate Judiciary Committee, these white men, old, by the way, are not protecting women. They're protecting a man who is probably guilty.
Probably guilty.
And Joy Behar, you're old also.
Yeah, you're old too.
You're an old white lady.
Has been. You're an old white lady, and probably a snatch slapper. And this bitch from Hawaii, she can go fuck herself. It's the men of
herself.
Fuck, she can fucking whore herself. The assault on men. I don't know why you don't understand why Donald Trump is it. If you keep running against all white people are bad, all men are bad, shut up. If every high school boy that ever rubbed his boner against another chick in high school was ineligible for office, we would have that's what high school boys do. She wasn't assaulted, and they're not offended. It's a lie. They're lying to you. Oh, the outrage. We've talked about outrage before. And the fact is, both these idiots, the senator, you just, essentially blamed 50%, 55% of the country, all of the woes on white men, or just men in general?
Men in general.
Men in general.
She didn't actually go the race part of it. She just meant men. All you men need to shut up.
All you men need to shut up.
And as far as I'm concerned, you need to shut up. Mm-hmm. See, they are. This Me Too movement came out from the beginning was something to get. The Democrats are getting hammered in this Me Too movement.
Oh yeah.
So now they're trying to hammer Republicans. There's been a few Republicans have gotten hit with this, but it is it's becoming so ridiculous that I'm at the point now where the Me Too movement doesn't mean shit to me.
It doesn't mean any. Well, what these people do is cheapen rape, actual rape.
Yeah, no,
they're cheapening rape, and what it becomes is actual rape victims are now just going to look less and less credible. It's become fashion to blame sexual assault on a man. Go fuck yourself.
Whether she was groped 36 years ago or not.
By a 17-year-old boy.
By a 17-year-old boy.
What does that have to do with him as a 50, 60-year-old man? Well, however old he is. 40s? Whatever.
He's got to be in his 50s.
Yeah. Has absolutely nothing to do with it. And the fake outrage is just insane. But that Asian Hawaiian senator, man, she really got under my skin. It's like the second.
No, I saw that at my parents' house the other day, and I was sitting there, and I mean, I went near like I could feel my blood pressure go up.
Like Punch TV.
Like no, not Punch TV. It was just like it. I could just feel it whelm up inside, and I just was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Why? How can you? Why is it okay for you to say that?" I just.
It's not. Look at Behar, coward Kavanaugh. But anyway, talking about professors going on to it, this is a lovely story. And these are the people that you want to send your kids to. You want to spend your money at the tune of like $30,000 a year to teach them to do whatever it is they're going to do. A longtime College of Southern Nevada sociology professor is facing felony gun charges in connections with an on-campus shooting on the second day of classes. Mark Bird, 69, was charged last month with discharging a gun within a prohibited structure, carrying a concealed weapon without a permit, and possessing a dangerous weapon on school property, court records show. He was found bleeding from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his arm about 8:15 a.m. on August 28th outside the bathroom in Charleston Campus K building. Inside the bathroom, campus police found a $100 bill taped to a mirror, along with a note that said, "For the janitor." According to Bird's arrest report, on the floor of the restroom was a black and white .22 caliber pistol and one spent shell casing.
Actually,
scroll down. I think there's actually a little bit more. No, scroll down on that side. Click. No, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's surprising they use the actual correct terminology. It's spent shell casing.
Yeah.
Because normally...
a bullet.
Yeah.
That never got to the heart of the story. Why he shot himself was in protest of Donald Trump.
Oh, we got a little video here.
Oh, go ahead.
They have this actual they had an interview with this moron.
Shooting happened 2 weeks ago inside a bathroom on the campus. The professor is now in the county jail, and that's where we find Fox 5 Tedros.
As soon as I sat down to interview Mark Bird, Okay, I'm probably not going to say too much because I suspect that's what an attorney would want me to say. It's probably in my best interest not to say too much more.
He stayed tight-lipped on the phone, but his arrest report shows he had a lot to say on the morning of August 28th. Police say Bird shot himself inside a bathroom on campus. A CSN employee told police after the shooting he walked out of the bathroom with blood coming from his arm and said the words "against Trump." According to that arrest report, officers found $100 taped to the bathroom mirror with a message that read, "For the janitors." We tried to ask Bird about that as well, but he wouldn't answer our questions, as you saw in that interview.
I'm against Trump, pal. What a lame-o. And I love the interview. This is what the...
that is what is teaching the children.
That's what you're sending your kids after high school to go learn. No, thanks. I'm good. Send your kid to a trade school. Teach them how to weld.
This is where I keep agreeing that we should probably not let mentally ill people have guns. So all liberals should not be able to have guns.
Yeah, you should not be allowed to own a gun.
Because they're all mentally ill.
This is absolutely Trump derangement
syndrome.
It is. The whole thing. And when you look at it, record low black unemployment, record low unemployment altogether, rising wages, by any metric that you look,
GDP is 4.2%
through the roof, and there's no credit given, and it's just they don't like the man. And I get it. I know Trump says stupid stuff, or the way he might be plain spoken or whatever, and you don't like his arrogance. He's an arrogant dude, but you don't. Just an absolute refusal. It's driving them insane to the point where they're shooting themselves down. What did that accomplish? Other than making me laugh. I'm glad he shot himself in the arm.
I'm going to guess, was this supposed to mean that this is why teachers shouldn't have guns? I mean, is that
maybe?
I don't
know. But the clear thing, he's being interviewed. He can't even talk. He's a burnout, a 60s burnout. That's who's teaching your classes.
Cheech Marin is more. Did I say that right?
Cheech Marin.
Yeah, Cheech Marin is more. You can understand him better.
I like that you were trying to come up with the word for being. And now I can't come up with it, but I wasn't trying to.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll just move on.
Clearly spoken. Whatever.
Fuck. Yes.
Yeah. But that wasn't it either.
No.
Man.
It'll just pop.
First one to get that word wins.
Yeah.
What do we got next, Brian? Oh, more Trump derangement syndrome. Castro Valley, California. A man was arrested on suspicion of felony assault and other charges after allegedly attempting to stab a Republican congressional candidate with a switchblade. I just spit. Over the weekend in Castro Valley, California, which is right here in the Bay Area, according to the Alameda County Sheriff's Office.
Maybe Matt shouldn't drink while he does these shows.
Well, you know what? I think you're just
starting to slur a little bit.
By the way, we're drinking today Kirkland, so we're extra white trash today. We're drinking a value pack from Costco. This was their IPA, and it was all right. It's no Lagunitas, but this is Trump derangement syndrome. I guess this candidate was at a booth, like a fundraiser booth or whatever, at like a street fair or whatever. The guy walks by, grabs a coffee mug, throws it at him. The two start wrestling. The guy pulls out a switchblade and actually tries to kill him.
I thought switchblades.
Brady made a bunch of comments.
Aren't they illegal in California?
Well, you know what? You know how
making stuff illegal works.
That's weird. Yeah, making stuff illegal works because switchblades are illegal.
Yeah.
No dirks or no dagger. What is a dirk?
I couldn't tell you.
I know what a dagger is.
Yeah, I know what a dagger is too.
Dirk.
I've never heard of a dirk.
A dirka jihad.
Dirka-stand?
Dirka-stand. So yeah, more just Trump derangement syndrome. The left is losing its mind, and it's funny when Jim Acosta was out there, like, and everybody was like, CNN lies or whatever. Go home, Jim. He's like, I was in fear for my life, but you don't really see any attacks on the left wing coming from the right at all.
Was that at the same place?
Had congressman shot at a baseball game. This dude gets stabbed.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders supporter shot up the Congress. Can't talk today. Yeah, shot up the
congressman.
The practice. Yeah.
Okay, American Pale Ale. It does not taste like India Pale Ale. It tastes like Sam Adams. So now you know. It's kind of fun doing a drinking episode. The good thing is
we need to do one where we're like, let's see how long, who's last standing, or just sit here and
just time lapse it, and take about 5
shots.
minutes out of every 20.
Yeah, just take shots and throughout the whole episode, and then see who has to walk off and puke first.
It'd be like that scene in Indiana Jones. Bastare! Bastare!
Oh, the vodka. Or doesn't he go throw it over his shoulder?
He drinks it and then... All right, I'm over this story. Just on a side note, Ray Kelly, right there, that guy. It says, what does it say?
Oh, this guy down here.
No. All right, there it is. During the incident, Fazal, that's the name of the weirdo, allegedly pulled out a switchblade knife and attempted to stab Peters. The knife malfunctioned. You got to oil your knife.
He tried to stab Peters.
He tried to stab Peters. He's a leftist.
I'm a Peter stabber.
The knife malfunctioned, and the candidate became involved in a physical struggle with Fazell, according to Sheriff Sergeant Ray Kelly.
Oh.
Side note, Ray Kelly.
Oh.
This is my buddy from the street I grew up in. In fact, I read this story, and I go, this son of a bitch, I got to call him. And I called him, and he picked up the phone, and we've reconnected, and we're going to have dinner. Cool guy.
So we figured out, though, the reason they made switchblades illegal was because it was dangerous for the user. Obviously, it failed.
Yeah, you're going to get your ass kicked if it malfunctions. I've never had a knife malfunction.
I've had one. Actually, I've had a knife fail, and then
I've had a buck knife where the lock
lock fail and cut you.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's not a fun.
That stinks.
It's not a fun.
Look at the picture of this guy.
Is this the guy who stabbed him?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. Who looks more insane? The
that's
attorney
the
or
yeah, the attorney.
All right. Is it the attorney or Fazell? You know what's funny? I didn't read any of that story.
You just read the highlights.
Just the stuff I wanted to read and just go on.
So we have no idea why he stabbed him. Did he say it was Trump?
The picture's right. It speaks for itself. He's fucking nuts. Along with the entire left. They're going insane.
Yes.
8 years of Obama. How many times can you think? I'm sure there's some outlier weird shit that happened, but not to the extent that we're seeing. Well, you had Gabby Gifford shot, but she wasn't shot by a right winger.
No, I don't think.
Wasn't
he like a white supremacist?
Nope.
No.
The worst white supremacist thing that we had under Obama was that piece of shit that went in the church and shot
and killed up all that black church.
And that's what you don't understand. What is offensive? They throw these terms around like white supremacists, like it's nothing. Oh, the 4 white supremacists. To me, that's what a white supremacist is. A piece of shit like that.
Right.
And you're equating 60 million people that voted for Trump with that guy? Really?
Yeah, they lump
honestly
people like you and I in there as a white supremacist just because we don't like Barack Obama or we don't agree with
Joy Behart's because we're old and white.
Yeah.
And or that Hong Kong Fooey, whatever the fuck her name was from Hawaii. That we're bad dudes because we're dudes.
Stop playing with a bottle cap.
You don't like that? It's the drinking show, folks. I can do whatever I want. There are no rules. It's a podcast. All right. When we come back, here, you know what? hold on a sec. I'm going to let everybody see behind the scenes. Hey, Bri.
What?
Let's just keep rolling. We'll go into the break and then just keep rolling because it's hot in here and I want to get out as soon as possible.
Okay, man.
When we come back, we will see what's up with the Dalai Lama.
So I jump ship in Hong Kong, and I make my way over to Tibet, and I get on as a looper at a course over there in Himalayas.
A looper?
A looper. You know, a caddy, a looper. Jack. So I tell him I'm a pro Jack. And who do you think they give me? The Dalai Lama himself. The 12th son of the Lama. The flowing robes, the grace, bald. Striking. So I'm on a first tee with him. I give him the driver. He hauls off and whacks one. Big hitter, the Lama. Long. Into a 10,000-foot crevice right at the base of this glacier. Do you know what the Lama says?
No.
Gunga Galunga. Gunga Gunga La Gunga. So we finish 18, and he's gonna stiff me. And I say, hey, Lama, hey, how about a little something, you know, for the effort, you know? And he says, oh, there won't be any money. But when you die, on your deathbed, you will receive total consciousness. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
I love that scene. Oh, volume up. Volume up, Ryan. All right. The Dalai Lama. Oh, yeah, I need to read.
Oh, you need to.
Yes, I need to read.
Yeah, this show's falling apart.
You know what? It's the drinking show.
It's this and the flies and the
flies.
and the heat and
Dalai Lama says Europe belongs to Europeans, and he's not even European. He's an Asian feller. Kind of a cute old guy, really. He's like our real Yoda. Like, I don't know anything about Dalai Lamaism or Buddhism, whatever he is, but I think I'd be like, yeah, listen to that guy. He looks old and wise, like Yoda.
somewhat. I mean, they do. It's really hard to do. You think it's hard to do construction in California? Have you ever seen construction there?
Dude, it's all like bamboo scaffolding.
No, and it's like they got to dig around, take the worms, and move them. What was that movie? There was a movie.
Are you serious? They do that?
Well, in that movie, anyways.
All right.
That. But yeah, no, all living things are precious.
Well,
so even the worms, even the little bugs.
they are, but I don't know. See that little thing where we can zoom in? There's no way with as much beer as I had I'm ever going to be able to read that.
How's that?
There you go. You're going to have to follow. You're going to be like my teleprompter.
There you go.
Stockholm. The Tibetan spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama, said Wednesday that Europe belongs to Europeans and refugees should return to their native countries to rebuild them. Speaking at a conference in Sweden's third largest city of Malmö, home of a large immigrant population, the Dalai Lama, who won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1989, said Europe was morally responsible for helping a refugee really facing danger against their life, receiving them, help them, educate them, but ultimately they should develop their own country, said the 83-year-old Tibetan, who fled the capital Lhasa in fear of his life after China poured troops into the region to crush an uprising. Oh, this is in quotes. You ready? I think Europe belongs to the Europeans, he said, adding, they should make it clear to refugees that they ultimately should rebuild their own country. I couldn't agree with the Dalai Lama more.
I didn't realize we were going to have the Dalai Lama live on here.
That was pretty good. You know what? I think that was my best offensive accent yet.
I don't think that's what the Dalai Lama sounds like.
No?
No.
All right, hold on a second. Let me try it like this.
I think Europe belongs to the Europeans,
he said, adding,
they should make clear to refugees that they ultimately should rebuild their own country. They will.
Oh, great. Now we're going to get like
now I can take it
copyright
seriously.
violation for you being
I have to know, though. I have to know. Because that was totally on the fly.
That was good.
Was that a good Yoda?
No, that was a good Yoda.
Oh.
Totally.
Yeah. So I agree. Going back to Europe and its current invasion. Side note, Tommy Robinson, the story we've been following on this show, is going back to court this month. They've added 2 counts to his charge. Still all, because essentially, you know what? I can't even go into this right now, bro. I've been drinking. Look up Tommy Robinson's story.
I didn't know he was going back to court, so
I
couldn't tell you.
Dude,
so.
I'm only on not a lot of beer,
Yeah.
but I feel like I've been drinking all day. What's going on with that?
I don't. Lightweight.
I don't.
You're 44 years old now.
All right. To the funny news we go. Oh yeah, I like that.
You like that? You like her? Attractive, huh?
All right.
Oh wait, has anybody ever heard this story about Matt?
What? What story about me? Be careful.
You don't want to talk about the time I was going to Oregon?
The time you were.
Me and Keith are going to Oregon.
All right, Brian caught me masturbating one time.
To granny porn.
It wasn't granny porn.
You said it was granny porn. So
all right, listen. My dad. Do you know that my mother-in-law is gonna, or my stepmom is gonna watch this show?
Like they don't know you.
She doesn't know me like that.
Well,
so me and
sorry.
Brian used to be roommates, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to Oregon."
This is how much Matt listens. I go, hey, I'm going to go up and get my check from work, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to go pick up Keith and go to Oregon.
I heard, I'm leaving the house now. It's okay for you to masturbate.
Yeah.
So
scary situation when I walked in the door.
So we were roommates, and so I'm like, hey, I'm free. He's good to go. And at the time, the way our house worked, the computer was in the family room. And the door opened directly looking in the computer.
Yeah.
And I had a choice. Shut off what was on the screen or zip up and ran out of the room. I said, to hell with the screen. I'm out of here. And I was going down the rabbit hole is what happened. You caught me like you start like, okay, I'm going to look at some good girl-on-girl action. And I clicked on the next thing, and there, the next thing you knew, I was in. It wasn't like granny porn. It was like more MILF porn.
It was funny. I was
like, do not tell anybody.
Tell anybody. I go look at him like, right. I'm not going to tell Keith. It was the first thing I did when I saw Keith. Keith, I just caught Matt.
Did you ever get caught growing up?
No.
Never?
Not that I remember.
Brian's the ninja of masturbation.
That's
really?
Right. You're going to be a ninja.
Dude, I'm kind of indiscreet. Or I was indiscreet. I haven't had to do that for years.
So, yeah.
All right. Where were we?
I don't know. But
funny news.
I'm like 3/4 of the way into a beer, and I'm starting to...
Right. You got to blow that up again. No.
All right. Yeah.
There we go.
Diabetes is kicking in. Can't see it.
This is probably going to be our most watched show. I'm having the most fun. A woman who once penned an essay titled How to Murder Your Husband has pleaded not guilty to killing her husband. A chef. I don't know what they made that a big part of the story. Who cares what he did for a living? Nancy Champton Brophy, 68, was charged with murder and unlawful use of a weapon after... Dude, that's funny. They keep adding these things. And unlawful use of a weapon. You murdered somebody. All right. Let me continue.
Well, you can't compound crimes in California anymore, so who cares?
This is in Oregon.
Okay.
Damn it. Nancy Crampton Brophy, 68, was charged with murder and unlawful use of a weapon after her husband, Chef Daniel Brophy, was shot dead inside the Oregon Culinary Institute where he worked as an instructor. On Monday, she pleaded not guilty and is due back in court on October 26th. Crampton Brophy published a 700-word treatise. I've nenever seen that word. I read it earlier today. I was like, I don't know what that is.
You speak English better than me.
700 treatise in 2011 on the website C. Jane Published, the Oregonian Oregon Live Reporter. As a romantic suspense writer, what'd I say? Render?
I don't know.
Dude,
it's just
you
funny.
unzoomed it, bro. I can't read like that.
I didn't do that. It did it itself.
This is good. More.
What? You didn't like that one? How's that?
All right. Now you got to scroll up, Dick. Crampton Brophy published a 700-word treatise in 2011 on the website C. Jane Published. A romantic suspense writer, I spend a lot of time thinking about murder and consequently about police procedure, she wrote. After all, if the murder is supposed to set me free, I certainly don't want to spend any time in jail.
How about you just don't murder somebody?
So look at this pig.
And if y'all want to know, when Matt's going to show you this picture, when we do the editing, this is what the picture that made me think of that story about Matt.
Dude, that's a mess. You know what? I feel good for the husband. He was a chef, but look at her face. Do you think that guy in any way could derive any happiness being married to somebody with a face like that?
So I'm assuming she wrote this story about how she killed her husband, right? That's how she got caught.
I read another story. She actually has written a lot of essays, and they're all about murdering your husband. Yeah. So, yes. And I found that weird that C. Jane Publish. I'm starting to feel a little backlash in my heart towards anything feminism related. You know what I mean? There's not like a pro guy publishing thing like See Jack Publish, and we all run like, oh, it's a male writer. We should read it because a guy with a dick wrote it. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? If it's good, it's good. I've read Ayn Rand. Well, no, I'm lying. I've attempted to read Ayn Rand and Atlas Shrugged, and I ended up reading the Cliff Notes because that book is that big. I didn't read that book because she had a vagina. I read that book because it's a famous book.
The Atlas Shrugged?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the movie.
As soon as they went in their own space-time continuum thing into their own dream, I was like, all right, you lost
I don't think the movie is anything like the book then. I don't remember that.
Well, you saw the movie.
Right. Atlas Shrugged in the movie is totally different.
Well, did you see like all 5 pieces that they came out with it?
Yeah.
Remember that they flew the jet into
that's right, yeah.
And they had their own little secret world where I guess it was Republican world?
Yeah.
Pretty
much.
much.
I want to go.
Yeah. It looked pretty good on the other side.
Yeah.
But this is one thing, but I'm starting to feel a little angry. But like when we talked about the, I don't know, Christina Yamaguchi, whatever her name was.
Isn't Christina Yamaguchi, isn't she a, like...
I'm going to put in any name that fits. I don't care what that woman's name was.
She's an Olympian, isn't she?
Christina Yamaguchi?
Yeah, is like an Olympic ice skater or something?
Yeah, ice skater I'm not interested in, but if she was a gymnast, now you've got
It says either one of those, a gymnast or an ice skater.
I think Christina Yamaguchi was an ice skater.
It's probably the case.
This is the most, there's like nothing connecting any of these stories together. It's just random shit.
Yes.
Speaking of random shit, blow that up. No wood, no problem. My bionic penis works just fine. Let's see. There are no limits to the lengths men will go to have sex. An Englishman born without a penis lost his virginity at 45 after doctors called his created a bionic penis. Dude, you gotta be on this. Brian Barcelos finally lost his V card. I'm sorry, it's Andrew Wordley. Finally lost his V card with his girlfriend. Look, the article says GF. This is an article. Now you're writing articles like it's a text?
It's laziness.
It is. Lost his V card with his girlfriend, Fedra Fabian, after getting his new member. And he had to endure a 10-hour procedure and a 10-day erection before making his first trip to Pound Town. This is a well-written article. I take back what I said earlier. Doctors constructed the bionic member using skin from Andrew's arm and nerves from his leg. And he says it's even bigger than he expected. Well, that's nice.
Well, I mean, anything's bigger if you had nothing.
Andrew was born without a phallus. A 1 in 20 million birth abnormality. Oh, man.
That's too many people that have this problem.
That means that people that we've gazed upon have
every
no penis.
20 million people, there's one born without a...
Dude, that stinks. Yeah. A 1 in 20 million abnormality. And it wasn't until his 30s he discovered docs might be able to fashion him a schlong with a procedure dubbed a phalloplasty.
Phalloplasty.
I pulled it off. Andrew had the 10-hour procedure in June that spent 10 days with a painful hard-on and was forced to wait another 6 weeks before getting
Sorry.
with his chick. Dude, you're failing at this.
It's
the cost of the procedure, about $65,000. Hey, you can't put a price on love. No, you can't. In fact, 10 days and 65 grand to finally have a penis. Now, this is what blows me away. I'm about to show you this video. You haven't seen the video, right?
no. What, there's a video of it?
Yeah, I got
Please,
a
no.
video that's coming right up. Dude, he's got a smoking hot girlfriend.
Oh, I've seen the pictures of him and his girlfriend, yeah.
And she was with him for, I think, like 6 years. There's no way that she didn't cheat on him. Didn't have a penis. Unless this guy has a tongue made of pure silver.
Well, there's other things you can,
This is not, you know what we're going to do? I figured out what our thumbnail for this month, for this show is.
Okay.
It is like the explicit lyrics.
Explicit lyric. That'd be a
See?
little insight into what goes on right in the middle of the show.
This is how we make up the show, but we
right in the
decided-
middle of the show, we decided to talk about this.
So check her out.
When they built it, I thought,
It's big, yeah.
yes, it's ridiculous.
It's big.
It's I'm shocked. Ridiculous. When they mentioned it to me, I was very suspicious. I thought it's going to look horrendous, this. But it's amazing.
You can't stop smiling now.
There's a penis out of your arm, your muscles and your nerves. And then they take it off your bum and replace it on your arm, which is very strange. And then they just put tubes in, put on it's like an electronic thing they put in that you pump up.
We need to kind of inflate it, if you like. But its looks, its feels, everything else is absolutely normal about it.
It wasn't based on sex, basically, so...
But the pleasure part was there anyway. So we just extended that part. Well, it's not the only way to have, pleasure, to have sex. Obviously, he loves me, he finds me attractive, so we done everything else, which we was able to.
In the morning before we went.
It's weird because normally it's the other way around, isn't it? But I was really afraid. Oh my God, is it hurt? Is it? And he was like, literally, just shut up.
When the story first came out, I didn't know. I thought, is this the right thing to let go? And then I got a message. It was a few months later. It was a guy from Mexico, and he said he had the same condition. He said, "We're going to kill myself." He said, "But then I watched your story." And now he's got a woman, he's engaged, and I just thought, okay.
All right, yeah. Well, of course you're going to get married and engaged after. They give you a giant penis. The rest of us I think this is wrong, Brian.
That guy saved a man's life.
He saved his man's life. He's the man with the $1 million penis. 65,000 quid. Is that what they call it? Quid or pounds?
I don't.
What's the difference between a quid or a pound?
I have no idea.
I don't know. I have no idea.
A quid from Australia and a pound is a British
both
pound?
an English thing.
I don't know.
65 quid, man. I don't know. Great story.
Quid just sounds like it'd be from Australia to me.
Quid?
Yeah.
Everything from
It's a quid.
Australia is weird.
I need a bloody quid.
I need a quid, right? We're going to leave you with my favorite story of the day. You're going to have to blow that up, Brian, because I don't read a tiny, a little more.
I got it.
Keep going. Keep going.
There you go. Let's see
one more.
If I do that, it's going to go way too much.
No, it's not. Well,
And
there you go. You're at Pleasanton, Texas. A man of Indian origin recently. Remember when we were talking the other day? Sorry to break away from the story. And you were saying, was it a Chinese man in the United States? I was like, there's no way they would say
Right.
Chinese man.
But
If he was
they
in the
do it
United
right
States.
here.
Well, now you know how would be written.
Yeah.
All right, let me go back. Pleasanton, Texans.
Pleasanton, Texas.
Thank you. A man of Indian origin recently arrested for sexually molesting a cow on a Texan ranch claims the animal is in fact the reincarnation of his deceased wife. Must have been a big girl, Brian. Big girl. Rajiv Chaudhary, 35, was intercepted this week by... why is everything hard to read when you're drinking? Articosta police after ranch owner Ted Burkowski called police after he found the half-naked man sexually assaulting one of his cows. Burkowski first believed his cattle were being harassed by coyotes until he discovered it was, in fact, a man that was the source of all the disturbance. He asked me not to shoot. He told me he wouldn't do it again if I didn't call the police. Burkowski, 67, told me, hold on a sec. I won't do it again as long as you don't call the police. Like, dude, you're not really in a position where you can negotiate.
Hey, he attempted.
Yeah, dude, that's kind of ballsy.
The funny, the worst part about this article, I don't think you have it in here, but they talk to a professor, and the professor tries to make this why it's okay.
Well, yeah, it was at the end. I cut it out because I don't listen to professors' bullshit.
No,
but
it was funny.
Oh, culturally, they believe in moving.
It's because their gods are half animal, half human, that it is okay in their culture to have sex with animals.
Hey, but it's not okay to have sex with animals.
No,
it doesn't matter where you're from.
I guess if you live in India, it's okay, but you don't live in India, in Texas.
You know what? I have several Indian friends, and it's gonna be hard to broach the subject. But I think they're cool enough with me, and they understand that I'm not casting judgment on them. I'm gonna have to ask them that.
Have you ever? Excuse me.
Well, I'm not gonna ask them if they have.
Have you ever had sex with a squirrel?
Heard of? Let's see. This is a quote from the rancher Ted Burkowski. Right? Is that his name? Yeah, I got it right.
Yeah, Ted Burkowski.
Should I do it in a Texas accent?
No.
Accent? He said the cow was a reincarnation of his wife. And when I asked him what the hell he was talking about, he said, the cow had the same eyes, smell, and taste that his deceased wife. He recalled, visibly amused. Wait a minute.
Taste?
Let's break this down. When I asked him what the hell he was talking about, he said, the cow has the same eyes, smell.
God, your wife
and
smelled like a cow, huh?
Than my wife. Dude, wait a minute. That means he sampled.
Oh, yeah. Well,
your wife smelled like a cow? She tasted like what on a cow? I don't think he's saying his ex-wife tasted like a ribeye.
No.
Dude, this is the worst story we've ever reported. The more, like, I didn't read it that close when I put it on there. I was just like, oh, here's a funny one about a guy screwing a cow. But when you really break it down, this is a fucked up story.
No, it is. That's what I was saying. The professor, when he was talking about the professor talking and giving it's okay because they do this in India. They have sex with animals. No.
You shouldn't promote that as a professor. Like, that's something that's supposed to be like, that's breaking Indian guy code. Like, nobody says that we fuck the goats. All right. This is another part of I like reading the rancher like a rancher. It's kind of cool. I don't know what those Hindus preach at church, but that sure sounds to me like the church of the devil, he added, laughing. Dude, that's so cool. He's such a... Look at the picture of the guy, too. That's Ted Burkowski. He doesn't look remotely Polish.
No.
Ted Burkowski, 67, believed his cattle were being harassed by coyotes until he discovered...
Is it a coyote or a coyote?
I know, yeah. It could have been actually being raped by a Mexican people smuggler.
Easy.
A Mexican people smuggler is a coyote.
I know.
What do you mean easy?
You said Mexican.
Dude, I
It's
just
gonna be
said
illegal
a
pretty
guy's
soon.
vagina smelled like tastes like a ribeye. And you're worried about me making fun of a Mexican coyote?
No, it's going to be illegal pretty soon. It's just
Going to be illegal to say Mexican?
Yeah.
Never mind. We'll wait until the next show. I'm going to leave you guys with one of my favorite all-time YouTube videos. It's not on here, Brian, so we're just going to have to pretend that we're about to watch it.
Or you could have just, we're going to leave you with, not told everybody that.
But I find animals fascinating.
Oh.
I like a good animal documentary. Stephen Attenborough, my favorite. The Life of the Beaver. Yes. He was actually the brother of the guy that was in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, animal documentaries are great.
They pretty much are. Well, this is my favorite animal documentary. This is a chimp in a zoo plays with a frog.
A friendly frog.
Enjoy, folks. Listen, I'm Matt Purnell.
And I'm Brian.
And it's all shits and giggles until somebody giggles and shits. See ya.
It is so loud, it's all moving. He's trying to open up the mouth. I know. Yeah, and now he's been in my house.
This is disgusting. This is frog rape.
What are you doing? Trying to make buddy.